Hey guys, I'm back from the video. I am here because I have something I wanted to talk about. Pretty controversial. I talked about this last year with the whole Carl Lentz thing and Hillsong and Brian Houston and all that stuff. I talked about how the woman who had an affair with Carl Lentz came out in Good Morning America. Also, Brian Houston came out, and I did another video about that. And he was in the Today Show and whatever. And now I'm gonna do a whole other video because that was all last year. I guess I'm doing this 2022, but there's a big documentary coming out in Discovery Channel or Discovery Plus or whatever. Which, by the way, Discovery Plus is super like sold out. It's a sold out network. Like it's just sold out. All the channels, like all the networks in like the TV and mainstream, they're all sold out. So whatever is like they're showing, it's just completely like whatever, probably one-sided or whatever. So I have a trailer to the documentary that's called Hillsong, a megachurch exposed. So the first time I saw this, I was a little bit shocked, but not that shocked. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with it. Okay, the first thing I can see from just the first glimpse at the trailer is that there's a Roman cross on top of the church or whatever, and so that is really bad. I don't know. That's just like babbling religion, and this is all NERs, by the way, guys. So yeah.
Have you ever heard of Hillsong Church? Hillsong is the celebrity church, right? Bieber, Bono, Vanessa Hudgens, Kevin Durant. It wasn't just this Australian startup anymore. It was Justin Bieber's church.
Okay. The thing is, the first thing that I want to say is that this church is completely compromised. All the churches out there that are really known out there, they're really compromised. They're trying to be cool and come out, as politically, socially correct, and they're just compromised to the world. And what they're doing is they're trying to be cool. They're trying to be popular. They're trying to be, a cool church or whatever, like a cool church. So it's really bad, guys. Like, don't ever compromise to the world. Don't ever try to be popular. Don't ever try to be, socially, politically correct, because that's not what Jesus calls us to do. Jesus calls us to do is preach the gospel to the nations, to the world, whether it's by the internet, YouTube, or whatever social media platform, or going out to the streets and street preach or whatever. Go out to the nations, preach the word of God. That is what mainly Jesus said to do. That is not because of works or whatever, lest we boast. It's not because of, we have to preach the gospel to get saved. That's not what I'm talking about here. To be saved is a whole different thing. It's the main priority is to be, of course, being saved and believing in Christ the way He did on the cross. But the second thing is that we all need to, we're here to win souls for Christ. We're here to do, to do the greatest commission is preaching the gospel to the world, winning souls to Christ. That's it. But this church has been completely compromised. Since the beginning, they've been a heretical church. I mean, just with Carl Lentz here, like, you could just see he's very, like, just almost half naked or half naked or almost naked, whatever you want to call him. I like Justin Bieber has the decency to, like, have a shirt on and keep his shirt on, but whatever. But there's some instances where he has his shirt off, whatever. So he's shirtless and he's showing his D-root, whatever. Joe Rogan roasted him for that. But these guys are completely just sold out, just compromised. So yeah, it is what it is.
They've had over 3 billion views on YouTube.
Hillsong changed the way that many of us...
Okay, so it says Hillsong Church operated like a nightclub with VIP treatment. The thing is, these guys up here are making church as if it was a business. They're converting it into a business. They're not converting it. They're not keeping it in line. They're not keeping it as a church a church should be, as a church should be, as Jesus Christ wants the church to be, is having pastor, having deacons and elders and a congregation and preaching the word of God and having all that stuff, like, how it should be. But these guys like bring people in, bring celebrities in, and they're just conforming to the world and just treating the church as if it was a nightclub or business, whatever. It's all about business, clout, all that stuff.
saw how church could be done.
They're huge now. They're huge. You can make a real change if you come to Hillsong. This was going to be a place where I could call my home.
Wow. So this was a place where I could call my home. The first thing I want to say about that is heaven is our home. Heaven is our home. I mean, this world is not our home. This world is not our home. We're just passing through. We're just like pilgrims. We're just passing through. We're just we're passing through. Heaven is our home. That is our home. You thinking that a specific location on earth, or specific location on earth in this world, like if it's your second home or you think it's your home, that's very rarely. Don't think that, for example, my home, this is just a worldly home. This is just a temporary home, whatever, and so this is just us passing through, because we're still living in the flesh. We're still living in the flesh and bone, and we're passing through. So people think that Hillsong is our, people are making Hillsong to be an idol. This is what's happening, where Hillsong is being created as an idol, idolatry. So pastors being idolized, and the church being idolized. Is the church being idolized, which is not even a real church. It's just like a kind of like a business-minded church, or whatever.
That clearly wasn't the case, and it almost took my life. You can run on.
Wow. Yeah. The thing is, again, you cannot. And I say this, and I literally repeat this over and again. You cannot look up to any person in this world, because everyone makes mistakes. Everyone sins. Everyone falls short. Like everyone. There's not a person that doesn't fall short. Jesus is the person you should be looking up to, not anyone, not me, not anyone in this world. Don't look up to anyone, because we all make mistakes. Like, so, and this church made it out to be an idol. It converted it into idolatry, and it was all about money, about clout and all that stuff, and it's sad. They use people for money, and they take advantage of them, and as you can see, it says money making machine. So it's just sad.
When we talk about carnal impurity, how could you shame me when I was so young, but you did this?
Wow. That's sad. That's sad. That is so sad, honestly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Don't look up to man. Don't look up to man. Don't look up to men, because we all fall. We all make mistakes. We all sin. And Carl Lance's sin was a huge one. Wow.
When we talk about carnal impurity, how could you shame me when I was so young, but you did this? It was
that's sad.
the most toxic thing I ever had to deal with.
Okay, this is a woman that had the affair with Carl Lance.
Hey girl.
They just, oh wow. They just show that for the world. They just showed that, put that in the trailer for the world to see. The sin, the adultery, like, wow. Like, did you actually have to show that? Discovery, did you actually have to show that? Was it even necessary to show that? Like, wow. Wow, okay. That's this network is just all about money. Hillsong is all about money. All this is just business, money. It's just it's sad. It really is. Because they take advantage of people. They use people.
The beliefs that they put in you go deep. They really get in your head.
This is cool church.
So the worst things about this is that the doctrine is all heretical, all NER, all just heretical garbage. It really is, and it's sad that they use people in this way. Like, you bully people, because Brian Houston, he talked about this in today's show. He talked about how the interviewer said that they were bullying people in the congregation. And it's just sad. It really is sad.
Alleging abusive behavior by church leaders. Other former congregants from Australia to the U.S. told Today some volunteers were overworked.
In my mind, if one person is treated badly, that's one too many. If it's true that people have been treated badly or that people have been bullied, I am 100% committed to moving that out of our church.
Bullying people and looking down on them, being condescending and talking down on them, and it's sad. That's what I'm saying. Don't look up to anyone, because we all make mistakes. People make mistakes. I can't stress that enough. It's just sad. It really is sad.
There is a fine line between...
Okay.
You get in your head.
And it can become legalistic. This church, I'm pretty sure it can become very legalistic, where it's just all about clothes and how the way you wear and the way you eat, whatever. I've seen multiple times, even in the beginning of the trailer, I've seen obviously Garland's like shirtless, and but also they flex, they boast about, specific brands of clothing they have or they're wearing, and like it's all materialistic, it's all worldly, like it all goes to waste, like it does. Like I'm wearing a shirt, but I don't care, like it's just a covering, and it's like, who cares? Who cares if you have Supreme clothing? Who really cares if you're wearing Nikes or Jordans or whatever they have nowadays, like Gucci or whatever they have, like who really cares? No one cares. Like, just boasting and flexing that you have like this new shirt on or this new hoodie or pair of sneakers, like who really cares? No one cares. It reminds me of Dave Ramsey. He said, you borrow money just to buy things that you can't afford to impress people that you don't like. Hello? Like, so true. So true. Like, who really cares if you have money? Who really cares if you have, like, clothing, whatever brand? Who cares? Like, who really cares? Like, or you have to dress into this specific way, or you're very legalistic or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is how they are. It's like, you have to dress very cool, very stylish, or you're legalistic. We don't want to be part of you, or like you're, too legalistic or whatever. That's probably how they are in a church. Like, that's bad. That is bad. Like, who really cares if you have certain brand of clothing? Like, who really cares? Like, who cares? Like, flexing that you have money or whatever. Like, I don't care. So
This is cool church.
Cool church, stylish church. Like, it's different from the other churches or whatever. Like, they wanted to separate from the other churches. Like, they're very legalistic churches. They want to be the cool church, and it's like you're compromising doctrine for coolness, or like, for the world. You're compromising to the world, pretty much. That is pretty much what it is. It's not even like a service. It's pretty much like a concert, like it looks like a concert. So
There is a fine line between cult...
Just saw that one all seeing eye.
In your head.
This is cool church.
There is a fine line
Right there, just saw it.
between cult and culture.
There's a fine line between cult and culture. They're telling you right there, it's a cult. A culture is the way people do things in a business or an environment, that kind of stuff. And then a cult, we all know what cult is people looking up to a specific leader and all that stuff, a specific person. They're telling you right there.
They want to spread their tentacles as far as they can. They really do believe that they need to conquer Earth in order to make heaven on Earth.
They feel like they need to conquer Earth in order to bring heaven on Earth. I think it's that, what they said.
In order to make heaven on Earth.
Okay, so in order to make heaven on Earth. That is very NAR. That's NAR terms. NAR speak. NAR words. So NAR is New Apostolic Reformation, and that is to bring all denominations, all the religions of the world, and create it, to merge it into one world religion. And that's like obviously the agenda for a newer order, that kind of stuff. That is NAR. you got to be very careful. That's absolute like heresy. And I already have like the 7 levels here. The cults, NAR, no public reputation, assignment and mandate, whatever you call it. So arts, entertainment, business, finance. There you go, business, finance, church, religion, media, education, family, health, environment, and law, whatever. So they're pretty much like conforming to the world. They're not focusing on the word. They're not focusing on the Bible. They're focusing on the world. That's pretty much what they're doing. So.
To essentially bring on the end times.
Okay. So to essentially bring on the end times, that's not the second coming of Jesus. That's not what it's talking about here. What they're talking about is, again, they want to bring in all the denominations, all the religions of the world to merge it into one world religion, so they could bring the end times to have the Antichrist rise. That is what NAR is trying to do. So that is very much NAR. So yeah.
They really do believe that they need to
You've heard it.
on earth in order to make heaven on earth. To essentially bring on the end times. This is not a moral failure. It's a felonious criminal act. $78 million in revenue, tax-free. Manipulation, religious trauma, systemic cover-up.
Yeah. Again, using people to gain. Using people for gain. Manipulating people for gain, for money, for clout, all that stuff.
Tremendous power.
Everything in your life is Hillsong.
Everything in your life is Hillsong. Again, they're making Hillsong out to be an idol. This is how it is. It's sad. Really is sad.
This is not what I thought it was.
Wow. Okay. That is really sad, guys. I cannot stress this enough, guys. We cannot look. I'm done recording. Sorry. We cannot look up to man. We cannot look up to people who just lead us astray, deceive us, let us down. We cannot. That is like the number one thing. We cannot make people or a certain church. We can't make it out to be an idol. We can't put them up as a pedestal, because first of all, that is a lot of pressure, and that should be on God's. That should be God it should be on a pedestal, not people, not a certain person, not a certain preacher or leader or whatever, or influencer or whatever, or YouTuber, So I cannot stress that enough. We cannot put people. That's the thing. This is so sad, because I see people crying in this trailer, and it gets to me, because they've been used, they've been manipulated, they've been, and so it's really sad. It really is sad, but it happens, especially in the end times. It happens a lot, because Jesus said, there's going to be wolves in sheep's clothing, and so we need to test the fruit. We need to test the spirit behind the people who are trying, who are trying to have them, have us follow them. So yeah, it's just really sad. It really is. It's just, it happens. Like, not just in the Catholic Church, not just in other churches, in heretical churches, but I mean, yeah, it happens, guys. It happens in cults, in this is a very cultish environment. So those who are the true elect obviously would never do this. This is people who are out there for gain, for taking advantage of people, for money, for clout. So obviously Hillsong is known. They're known everywhere and stuff. In New York City, in Australia, obviously this is where it started. New York City, the Hillsong New York City, I've never been there, but like thankfully I've never been there. Because I live in New Jersey. This is like an hour away from where I live, and so thank God I've never been there. Like, I'm pretty sure like a complete train wreck, just their doctrine is just so bad. So I just really pray for the people, and I ask you guys to pray for the people that I've been taken advantage of, because it's just bad. It's just so sad. It really is. And obviously, again, the body of Christ would never, the elect would never do that. They would never use people for gain, for advantage, for money, So that's one thing that I feel, wow, I feel bad for them. I really do. But I do pray for them. I really do, so they can come to Christ and they can come to the true Christ, because this is another Christ. This doctrine is another Christ, and I pray that they come to the true knowledge of who God is. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And also subscribe if you guys are new. Bye.